Yeah, I was thinking about heading down there today, but I looked at the weather, so I skipped it. Looks like tomorrow's gonna be nice. No kidding, huh? Yeah, I'm glad I didn't go down there. You know, it's crazy, these weather forecasts lately. I mean, it'll look like it's gonna be nice for a few days, and then all of a sudden it'll change to rain for like 2 days in a row in Detroit. Could be worse, could be out in the East Coast. I got a buddy in Hilton Head, he's trying to figure out if he's gonna leave this morning or not. Yeah, probably will. I mean, it's been a great summer. I had kind of a cold spring, but you stand a better chance than not of nice weather. Go to that new pizza place in St. Helens, really good. Hey Ron, how you doing? Pretty good, just hanging out, getting a coffee. Yeah, no, it's reasonable as well. They don't open up until 4 o'clock. I was looking at the kind of oven they have last night. They go for like 40 grand new. Up here, I think it's about 72. Yeah, do that. Yep, stop by. Stop by at this Tim Hortons. Oh, tired. Oh, that's cool. You probably get good weather. At least one out of the two, that's for sure. I drove on some of those road trails, those non-maintained trails yesterday. If you go south of St. Helen, man, those trails go forever south of 76. Yeah, that's cool. You'll be getting a lot of traffic going back Sunday. Yeah, probably, yep. Although, St. Helens Day is pretty busy through the year. Yeah, on and off, they said. Yep, kind of nice now, actually. Hey, William, how you doing? Which one you talking about, my last post? I forgot which one I last put up. The 12-hour one with no sound. Oh, there's never any sound. See, the way that works is those are chats, and I'm hardly ever on there. It's other people that go on there because they're not set up at their home to talk. So what happens is I go on and I log on, and then they chat back and forth all day long. So the only audio is going to be from me, but since I'm not there, you're not going to hear it. So the only thing you're going to find on there is typewritten words back and forth between the other people because they're not the originator of the chat. So when you look on there, you probably look at them after they've, stopped and been uploaded in their old files. So the best you'll be able to do is see what people typed back and forth. If I wasn't there, you won't hear any audio. A lot of people click on those and they can't figure out what's going on because they don't realize it was an old live that's recorded. It's kind of confusing. Yeah, it's kind of weird. I know. If you weren't the originator like me, I can see where people wouldn't know that. Because even sometimes as it's going on the live, if I'm not talking, they can't figure out why they don't hear anything. It's a little weird. Be a lot nicer if they could have it where, the audio could get spread around amongst the people in the chat. And it's not uncommon for those to be on like all day, like 12 hours. But people come in all day and night long asking, what is this? That's why if you look at the title, it's usually partially attending. And then that kind of gives them a clue that if you don't get an answer, that's why. It's just kind of haphazardly monitored. Yeah, you're welcome, Lynn. What's that? Not Disco Bez Midla? Yeah, my childhood favorite, I think skipping school with my mom and going down to jail Hudson's. I'd always get to buy a pound of rock candy. I remember looking in the case. And I can remember that like it happened yesterday. It was like packed, you're riding in a nice elevator, escalators all over, like Fantasyland. I was kind of down Detroit a lot. I mean, I've always kind of been that way, and even before YouTube, traveling around. At the time, it was still photography, and then video kind of got popular, and I was bored with still photography. And I would run into a lot of those women as I was getting a coffee. I would buy the Detroit News and the Free Press. And then I get a coffee, and I go down and read the paper while I watch boats go by. And I noticed how kind they always were to animals. They would buy things for them, kittens and birds, and throw it out to them. Here their life's, not that great, but yet they still have a keen eye out for animals, and they were kind to them. So then I just started talking to them, and really just started recording conversations. But I had done that kind of stuff like my whole life. It's interesting. See McDonald's over there, they have 2 school buses. Well, that'll get them working. Hey Bill, how you doing? 9 in Gratiot, all right, you're right on the other side there. Well, they've really done a lot of work on Gratiot, heading downtown. They've really changed that area. It's looking nice. I was looking at some old video I did on Gratiot maybe 6-7 years ago. And there were just tons of places where you'd see people like hanging outside, and there'd be an open door. Like they look like closed party stores. I mean, they're all over the place, just guys hanging out. That's all been cleaned up. Yeah, they're trying, that's for sure. I think that's one of the, I think that's actually the best city view in town. As you're heading into town on Gratiot, like south of 6 Mile, you can see the Renaissance Center and everything. It just looks like really cool. Oh, okay. All right. Grand River's the same way. Oh, Val, you didn't need to do that. Appreciate it. I will definitely. I'm going to get down to Detroit tomorrow, the next day. So if you know of someone that I've interviewed that you want that to go to, let me know. And anything that anybody ever sends or any gifts, I mean, everybody's always talking about it, but it never really happens. I will record the event, when I give it to them, how much it was, and upload it. So I don't want any hanky-panky with like people sending me money and wondering where it's going. Thanks a lot, Bella. Appreciate it. I owe you one. So let me know where you want to have that money tagged, and I'll make sure they get it, and I'll do a video about it. I mean, I'm not complaining at all. I mean, this is a hobby of mine. That's why you've never hear me say thumbs up, join, subscribe, none of that crap. But each trip down to Detroit cost me about, I would say, if I stay a couple of days, it's a $300 deal. And I'm not complaining. But everybody's thinking like there's all this money in YouTube. I give the money from the videos to the women. It's getting worse with YouTube. They consider those videos when I interview women and even some of these chats unsuitable for most advertisers. And when you go and you look, thanks, Belle. And when you go and when I go and look at or listen to, what they may have made them feel that way, sometimes it's okay, Biscuit, do it, thank you. Sometimes there's nothing wrong with it at all, and then you read the fine print in the terms of service. I mean, I'm very thankful to YouTube. Without YouTube being around, I wouldn't be doing this, and without the women I interviewed, there'd be no channel. I mean, that's how I got all my subscribers. So I'm thankful for it. But on the other hand, they're getting very heavy censoring. It's like you can't say anything anymore. I mean, there were a lot of people I felt that should have been thrown off YouTube. I mean, you can't have it as a forum for, white supremacy or Nazi power or something like that. But they're going a little overboard, in my opinion. So, what I think will happen is, this video will probably, they'll send me a thing to ask for a manual review, and they'll listen to this conversation I have, and they'll say, well, we don't really want this guy, talking about our policies, so they'll make it not suitable for most advertisers, which is kind of vague, but that's on purpose. If you ever look at pornography laws, they're kind of the same way. Another thing that reminds me is these new international shipping port boundaries. There are certain laws. Calvin Murphy, a guy that posts here quite often, mental illness is the same way. It's vague, and he said it's the only diagnosis where you can lose all your rights, and there's an element of truth to that. But like with pornography, if I told you to go and research today whether or not you could make it legally in Michigan, you couldn't come up with a straight answer. And the reason for that is so they can charge anybody they want. And it's kind of that way with these shipping ports now. Anywhere where there's international commerce, they can, question you, which I really don't have a problem with. But it's not black and white, and that's by design. Bill, where are you located? When I go down to Detroit, I'm going to try to. Oh, Arizona, okay. I'm going to try and see if I could get an interview with maybe a caseworker for a couple of the women that I interviewed last time. There's a place in Outer Drive in Lincoln Park. It probably won't talk to me, but it's worth a try. And there's also a needle exchange outfit that comes by. Belle, do you ever upload any videos of your own? My favorite YouTube channel. Yeah, well, Michael, I don't really have one. I watch a lot of aviation videos. I like mixed martial arts, boxing. I skip around. I wouldn't say I really have a favorite channel. There's nothing that, I'm really looking forward to their content. I skip around all the time. With having my own channel, especially lately, it's got more popular. It's hard to keep up with messaging, answering questions, and uploading videos too. I really don't look at other channels like I used to. It's really time consuming. Well, and I like doing it. I mean, it's something's got to give, and it's generally my perusal of other channels. Although I like doing it. I love YouTube, man. So much stuff on there. I watch a lot of lectures. Most people turn me down. Yeah, most people do turn me down. It's not easy. I mean, it's not like I go down there and everybody's willing to talk. It's the opposite, really. I mean, I would have way more interviews if everybody I solicited gave me an interview, but it just doesn't work that way. I mean, my favorite area, Delray, is kind of, for what I do, is kind of drying up. They're getting ready for that new bridge, and, most of the buildings have been knocked down, and not much action there. Yeah, case study approach. Actually, I'm going to my idea is next time I go down to concentrate on Michigan Avenue between, let's say, Clark and Wyoming. Yeah, it's unfortunate about Monica. She's a sweet kid. That heroin has a high mortality rate one way or the other, by the environment you're placed in or the drug itself. No, evidently General Motors, I think, is going to open some factory or expand one. I mean, it used to be the big three. Now it's the kind of mediocre two. It's nothing like it was. If you look at the old numbers of the days when the factories were in their heyday, those days are gone for good. I mean, Ford's barely producing cars anymore. I mean, the days of the middle class, uneducated guy making 80 grand a year with 2 weeks vacation and all the overtime he wants is over. Everybody in the world selling cars now. So it makes sense that Detroit was hit particularly hard. What's always surprising to me is the writing's on the wall, and you would think they would get on it sooner for a plan B. I lived in downtown Chicago for about 12 years, 13 years. They never depended on the auto industry, so, their economy was set up differently, finance, that kind of stuff. But, when the recession hit, it hurt them as well, but not like it did Detroit. I didn't catch that last comment. You said something about more dives. These comments don't always last that long on here, like a second or two. If I'm not looking at the screen, it goes away. Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said before, I wouldn't really have a channel if it wasn't for Angel and Penny. You know, it's like luck, you know, getting jobs, relationships, whatever. It's like timing, and, you know, you don't appreciate them until you're way down the road and nothing's been that remarkable to you. With Penny and Angel, I was just a guy trying to get some interviews and thought they were interesting, and driving around in the middle of the night and happened to run into them, and man, those were very compelling videos, Penny's and Angel's, and there's really hasn't been any like those since. Penny was just a attractive, blue-eyed blonde. Angel was very well-spoken and witty, and I mean, I'm not saying I haven't met a lot of other nice people, but those two videos really stand out, and had it not been for the attention they garnered, I'd probably had like 50 subscribers. Yeah, thank you. Actually, I talk to people that know Monica pretty regularly. It's really unfortunate. You know, as I tell people a lot, it's so, you're so down in the hole there. Job skills, your credit's ruined, you don't have a place to live, you don't have transportation, you got a drug problem, a lot of times health issues go along with that. And to get out of that and to get over the hump to like live a middle income lifestyle, you know, have the down payment for a house, buy a vehicle, have gainful employment, it's just so much easier to stay where they're at. I mean, I always kind of look at it like it's, they look at it like, well, if I OD, I OD. If I don't, I don't. No, I never studied journalism, no. I mean, you probably know this already, but, you know, I've been a private detective my whole working life. But honestly, that, to me, I don't think that has anything to do with it, because the kind of work I did didn't at all parallel the interviews that I do. Not at all. People think, well, is that why you're into video and photography? Not really. I mean, we did a lot of surveillance. I did a lot of surveillance as a private detective, but it wasn't like the video I do now. Hey, Siska, how you doing? Yeah, you're going to see what I look like, because when I get down there again, I do have videos. It's not like I'm afraid to do it or anything, but Catherine has her own channel, and she wants to interview me, and I'll do that when I get down there again. I'm a lot older than I sound, I can tell you that. Don't get your hopes up. I know I have a young sounding voice. It's about the only thing that's left that's young, though. It's Catherine, Kathryn 313. Yeah, I mean, you'll probably find articles about me on the internet. I mean, you'll find a lawsuit where a judge sued me one time. It's Ravary, Ravary versus Reed, Reed. It'll come right up in Google. I haven't like searched myself in years, so I don't know what comes up. Yeah, actually, I've communicated with two of Marguerite's daughters. I mean, frankly, there's a lot of bad blood there. One more than the other. I don't see Christmas pictures together with them anytime soon. I have a different relationship with Marguerite. I may not care for her. She would have been my mother, but it's different for me. That's why it's so easy for people to go on and watch the videos and consider her just a well-schooled older woman that's had some bad breaks in life. She's very endearing, charming to them. It's a different relationship. Penny was murdered. Penny was murdered. Yeah, she was. Yep, hit in the head with a rock or something. Was in a coma for a while and then died. Yeah, man, I'll tell you, man, that dope is really bad. It's particularly heroin. I mean, it's not like crack. There isn't much meth around. It's not like crack and all that stuff isn't bad enough, but heroin's the real takes first place. Yeah, I don't know what the deal is with Gerald's parents. I've never even smoked marijuana. I mean, I don't think that's a claim to fame. It just never really interested me. Never tried any of them. Cocaine, none of that stuff. Yeah, I'm kind of gearing that day in the life of a homeless person when I get down there this next time. I want to spend more time with them if it's possible. I'll tell you what it's really like. It sucks. Everybody treating you like shit, sleeping in abandoned homes. These people sleep in abandoned homes all year long. Damp, dark. Never know who's coming in there. But in the women's perspective, I mean, just now constantly getting in the car with strangers. And let me tell you a thing that's not talked about. A lot of these women, they get roughed up, beat up a lot because they need the money for the dope. And, it's not just a sex act. It's getting smacked around, choked, hair pulled, stuff like that. It's not like an escort. Escort would call 911 immediately. These women are used to getting beat up and sodomized and every other cruel behavior you can think of. Yeah, it's the Johns are in the same boat as the women are. I mean, in a different kind of way. That's sex addiction. It's affordable and it's there. Okay, Siska. Yeah, they are. They're super easy targets because the last thing they want to do is call the cops. I just ordered a couple books on illegal drugs. You mentioned that brain chemistry's changed forever. I mean, they say that about antidepressants. I haven't found any published studies as to what they're talking about. Changed in what kind of way? I mean, is eating a ham sandwich change your brain chemistry? I mean, it's easy to say, but show me some published studies. Yeah, I've been on them too. Actually, I just quit taking them a couple nights ago, and I had a hell of a time falling asleep last night. Yeah, I think marijuana is a drug. I don't think it's a gateway drug, but I think it's a drug. I got mixed feelings on legalizing it. If you look at the downside of it in states like Colorado, it's not good. Although I've listened to some pain lectures, and there's some pretty bright guys out there, PhDs, that, say you can't deny the data, but, I mean, is the data because people are just sitting around home high? I mean, it's a tough one. If you look at bankruptcies and car accidents, it's two categories. They go through the roof when marijuana is legal. Yeah, I wasn't on much to begin with, but I just quit them cold turkey, which isn't a bad thing to do. But I work out a lot. Hey Ian, how you doing? I work out a lot, and I don't know if I was just too old to be working out that hard, or it was those drugs, but my joints were getting sore. And I also was thinking about liver toxicity too. Give my liver a break. I mean, I felt okay, but not great. It got to the point where I haven't worked out like in a week and a half now. I didn't feel like working out. I felt like run down. When I go to Detroit, man, that wipes me out. You know, it's a couple hundred miles one way. I drive the whole time I'm down there. It's not like it's a vacation. And then I drive back and I upload my videos. I mean, I like doing it, but it's not like I come back feeling rested. Yeah, you're probably right, Michael. Yeah, great. I hope you like watching the videos, yep. I get them when I can. Yeah, I'm pretty careful about my diet. Yeah, I'm backing off for a while, I'll tell you that. I have to get the old Richard Simmons mini trampoline. Yeah, I'm going to get interviewed pretty soon. You know, poor lack of quality sleep will do it too. No, I agree. And you know, that's the argument against legalizing marijuana, is that society has done such a shitty job with alcohol. Why would you give them another bite at the apple and trying to regulate something else? Hey, BB, how you doing? Yeah, simple opinion. Glad for you. Yeah, can take just a couple series of things and could end up in the street just like the rest of them. You know, I noticed the most, they're just happy to have a conversation, not involved around something where someone wants something from them. Yeah, snowballing, yep. I can't imagine how shitty some of those dope addicts. I mean, if you guys know about being dope sick, that just seems so miserable. I think it's like working out. It's so easy to just, you know, eat a donut every morning and not work out, and kind of heroin addiction's like that too. It's way more easier to be addicted and not give a shit about anything than cracking down, learning some discipline, getting in shape, and turning your life around. It's like monumental. And I can't help but what happens to a person's mind when they work the street that long and try and get back into a traditional relationship. Yeah, what's the point? Yeah, I mean, you're so far down in the hole. That would be like, you know, having terrible credit and then starting to pay your bills on time. I mean, you can argue that it's time to change, but if you look at from your credit rating to by the time you have good credit, it's like, jeez. That's why bankruptcy is allowed. Yeah, I'll do that. Proudest moment. That's a good idea. Yeah, rehabilitation. I never really saw any figures on that. Yeah, helping you not be so depressed. So that's good, man. I've definitely had my bouts with depression, believe me. Yeah, no, I agree. Yep. See the bigger picture. Yeah, relationships, man, that'll get you depressed. Breaking up with somebody, even if it's a bad one. It's hard to move on. Always was for me. Oh, that's good, simple opinion. Capricorn. Yeah, interesting people. They sure are. Yeah, they can think. I think everybody takes things for granted. Yeah, I believe that, Bill. Probably true. Yeah, it's probably true too. Yeah, I think of that a lot, you know, like sometimes you look at just like, what's the sense of it all? Yeah, I never thought they got me down, but I think they do. I think they do when they die, I'll tell you that. Because, you know, up until I started doing these videos, I never had like video of somebody that I knew that died, and then I could go watch their video later. Yeah, I don't, that stuff. Hey, Made Michigan, how you doing? I never cared. I'm always been kind of a loner. I don't care about birthdays and holidays, stuff like that. Yeah. I mean, if you look at the cost to society, they'd be better off just biting the bullet and paying the money up front and trying to get these people on the right track. So it's not like society goes unscathed with regard to what these people cost. So it's not like they're saving money. Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, you have moments like that. She likes celebrating your birthday more than you did, yeah. That'd be hard. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any skill what I do. I'm not really go down there. People are always asking me about why do I do these videos and what's my motive. It's just an interview. I mean, you can interview people without a motive. I don't know. I don't know why I do. Yeah, I'm not a Dr. Phil fan. No, I don't think that's why I seek him out. No. I don't have any problem like, you know, doing stuff with people or if I wanted to. But I don't think that's why. No. I mean, I think they're all interesting people. Yeah, yep, normal people. My dad used to tell me normal was somebody you didn't know very well. Yeah, baby, you ought to go out and interview him. Okay, I'm glad you like to get something out of him. Catherine probably taking her mom to doctor's appointments. Yeah, doing pretty good. How are you? Well, I mean, there's really not much I can do to help them. I mean, believe me, their families try to help them. They have caseworkers, all sorts of programs. I mean, I would help them, but it's not realistic. I mean, I'm showing up. I don't know them. I'm there for an interview. I mean, I don't know how I can help them. Yeah, I'm going to go down to Detroit in the next day or two. Mr. Pink, I'm not really familiar with that guy. I don't know. Yeah, yes, I can tell they're talented. A lot of them are bright people. It's not related to IQ. Yeah, I give my number out. I communicate it through my email. You know, I'll tell you, at least in Detroit, blankets and food and shelter and medical care are not a problem. Yeah, you'll be seeing me coming up in an interview. Hey Wayne, how you doing? I think I'm going to have one of the girls that I interview me as well. Yeah, I'm single, but I'm still legally married. I haven't lived with my wife like in 21 years or something. She lives with her boyfriend down in Florida. No, I don't have any kids, no. Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of good people that watch my videos, but I get a lot of weirdos too. Leave nasty comments. Yeah, I do. I keep in touch with some of them. I sure do. Yep. I want to be single. I like being single. I'd be impossible to live with at this stage of the game. You hate being single? Hey Philip, how you doing? No, I don't know what happened with Kat. I didn't realize that. Her mom might have got sick or something. I don't really know. I haven't heard from her today. I mean, she hasn't been on, so maybe she probably took her mother to the hospital or something. Anybody that I changed for good? Yeah, Tassie's doing pretty well. I mean, not perfect, but a big improvement. I've learned to accept these people falling off the wagon from time to time. Oh, Catherine said she'd leave YouTube for a while? Did she say that? Huh, I don't know what's the deal is on that. Yeah, I mean, it's all, I mean, the YouTube popularity thing, it isn't anything really that I've done. I mean, my videos sat around for years and nobody watched them. And then, Angels and Pennies videos took off. And once YouTube gets you set up in their algorithm and you get on a recommended video list, it's just one subscriber after another without doing anything. I don't do anything. I mean, there's way better channels than mine out there all over the place. There's a guy in Detroit that, does these videos, about buildings being refurbished. Really excellent content. He takes a lot of time. It's edited and stuff. And I don't know, I think he's got up 400 subscribers. He should have 60,000. There's another guy that chases people around dumping. Does a good job. So once you get, I wouldn't correlate success and subscribers with content and quality. Well, I tell people all the time, they're welcome to post links to their channels on any of my videos. It's fine with me. Yeah, I mean, video, I love YouTube. I really do. I get pissed at them when they limit my videos, but overall, if it wasn't for YouTube, none of us would be communicating. And if you look at I've checked out other video platforms, and they're basically cost prohibitive. I think I've got around 5,500 videos uploaded. If I was on Vimeo, that'd be costing me about $500 a month. So, although people don't think they get compensated as much as they should, when you look at FTP servers and the cost to upload as much content as I have, I'm not complaining. YouTube bit the bullet, absorbed the expense, and made it available for free, and that's remarkable. They piss me off, but I always have to regroup and think if they weren't around. Plus all the content that I watch for free. Everything else costs. That's free, and that's huge. Hey, I think my battery's about ready to